Oh dear.
Strategic area has been compromised. Hostile forces are advancing. Secure the area.
Copy that.
Looks like we're back to defending Palaven again. Shame that these maps are so tiny. But this time, we are playing an Asari.
Yes, trooper!
Incredibly awesome. Overpowered grenades, what some would call them. These things even go through cover. However, fighting Geth on Palaven, I'm not sure how to interpret this hypothetical scenario. Like I mentioned.
Outstanding work.
Maybe this Asari is adopted, and so she's defending her Palaven homeworld.
Enemies inbound.
Rocket trooper!
Maybe her dad's a Turian.
I'm hit! Shield's gone!
One thing I've definitely noticed is that certain factions are easier to grab than others. The Geth are among the easiest to lure over, to get them close enough to grab. But of course, as you saw above,
One
it's
more.
not guaranteed.
Enemy is still active. Stay alert.
I remember more than a decade ago, it was impossible for me to read
Enemy scramblers are disrupting our long-range
a fanfiction
communications.
story for Mass Effect 3 without absolutely needing to play
Copy
at
that.
least one round of this
Enemy!
game. Even though Mass Effect 3 was a huge letdown when it came to portraying the Reaper War,
Place down.
Got it! Lost shields!
it was absolutely phenomenal, and, well, I suppose because of the first two games, this game was phenomenal in keeping me up at night because I was busy thinking in character. And in character, I was a human on a spaceship,
Hunter!
wondering if we'll survive tomorrow because giant robots are finally here and they're killing us all.
Half the device is going. Stay on it.
The first two games definitely had that effect on me, where I basically could not go to bed without imagining myself on the Normandy on my ship bed, either because I was the captain sleeping on his bed, or I was in one of those sleeping pods that you see on the second and third games that are for some reason never used over the entirety of the game.
I'm hit! Shield!
Target's neutralized. Nice job.
Same thing with the medbay. I have to use my head cannon to justify why the medbay is even there. I think if I were in complete charge of
He's down!
Squad member in trouble.
if I were in charge of the production of the game, I think I would penalize the player for allowing their squad mate to his or her squad mate to get killed, so to speak, during the battle.
Sensors tell me only one left.
So that
Just
teammate
one
would
more.
be unavailable during the for the span of one whole mission. So if, say, Garrus got impaled by a phantom sword during the Citadel, during the attack on the Citadel,
Enemies
you would
approaching.
find him in the
Hostiles!
med bay, and of course recover from his wounds, preferably under Chloe and Michelle because those two seem rather close. And yeah, he's not available to select the next mission, whatever it may be. Of course, that would, you know, justify having the mid bay, other than for its aesthetics. I mean, it's there because it looks realistic, because every ship has an infirmary.
Mission accomplished.
But I question why bother having it in the
Enemies
game
regrouping. Time to
if it
reload.
never gets used. Same thing with having a doctor. She's just there. Chakwas or Chloe,
Acknowledged.
they're just there to give you a side mission or two. And in the case
Spotted
of
him!
Chakwas, get drunk at one point in time. But of course, BioWare came up with the cop-out excuse as to why neither doctor is present at the party. Yeah, the Citadel DLC, or some call the Epilogue, was also itself a letdown. The way it was sold to me, the way it was marketed, it was I could have a party with my friends and I decide how the party goes, but that's not really true because half of the members at the party are people that I had no choice
Shields
in.
down!
I mean, I didn't like Joker much before, but I definitely didn't like him then because he picked half of the people without my consent, and that included everybody that I actually didn't want in the party, including, ironically enough, himself. Come on. Oh man, I was hoping the fuel tank would catch. And yes, I'm one of the people who didn't really like Joker, so... An idea that came to my head would be that now that we have a full AI in charge of the ship,
Sensors tell me
i.e.
only one left.
Edie,
Last one!
Joker is effectively obsolete.
Top marks, team.
That's it!
Enemy down to half strength.
And of course, you might be wondering who will unshackle Edie. Well, simple.
Enemy!
They have intel on our fleet's
If I were to
operation.
redo the entire, if I were to remake the whole trilogy from the
Got it.
ground up,
Let's
I
go!
would, well, have all the characters
Stay close to maintain
who are
connection.
new to the second and third games be there for the first game as well. They would appear in the story much earlier. And that includes Samantha. Samantha was notably on Horizon during the Collector attack.
Got it!
I would have it so that she and Ashley both get abducted on the ship. Because you know how right after rescuing Horizon,
Half the
they
security
have to go on the ship because it's
protocols are
supposedly crippled. Which of course are going to be a trap for us. But that's besides the point.
Launch shield!
Anyway, Samantha and Ashley get rescued from the Collector ship when we board it during the Collector track.
Get closer. Hack completed. We got what we need.
They get rescued, and of course, Ashley becomes part of the team, whether she likes it or not, because the ship is not going anywhere. I mean, it's not going back to any Alliance space. And Plus, I imagine she'd probably be a bit shook up and would have to stay in the infirmary. Same for Samantha. And of course, later on, Samantha is the one who has to unshackle when the collectors take over and the squad is gone entirely for some reason.
Got it! Shield's gone!
Oh, and of course, Kelly would be on the ship as well during the third game, in addition to Samantha.
Understood.
The fact that BioWare removed her from the game is an unforgivable affront.
Get right!
Most people didn't really care about her, which is sad. I liked her a lot. And who knows, given the fact that people at the game automatically ships Garrison Tally together, if you didn't romance either of them. And same thing with Ken and Gabby. If you push them towards liking each other, you'll find them together, sneaking off some alone time. And who knows, maybe Samantha and Kelly could have gotten together.
Shield's gone!
Well, and that reminds me of something I was going to say earlier. It's a mystery why Commander Shepard never gets promoted throughout the trilogy. Everybody else but him seems to get a promotion. He should be a captain, or even better yet, a commodore, by the events of the third game. A captain rules over one ship. A commodore rules over two or three ships. But for the sake of simplicity, we'll just make him a captain. Commander Shepard should have been a captain by the events of the third
Last
game.
guy!
I always wondered, why is it that certain games look worse than the ones that came before them? Like the fire effects. If you look closely, well, you don't even have to look closely. The effects of incendiary ammo are noticeably much better in the second game than they are in
Enemy
the
neutralized!
third game.
Enemies approaching.
Acknowledged. Shields down!
This character doesn't seem as effective at charging as other vanguards. The button seems to not work as good. Speaking of charging, it reminds me of a funny little, anecdote's the wrong word, a parody, a small parody I made up. For those of you who are familiar with Monty Python and the Holy Grail, there is a killer white rabbit that can basically jump at a guy and kill him by sawing his head off with his teeth. And a hermit who knows fire magic tried to warn them. And an idea came to my head that to spoof that that small part. Only this time it's the recruitment of Jack. The Admiral, the Warden of the prison tries to warn you that this prison contains a biotic that is so foul, so cruel that nobody has ever fought with it and lived.
Bogies incoming.
Contact!
And then, of course, Jack's cryotube gets revealed, and everyone's in the basement. That is the killer. Of course, I imagine, let's see, Kasumi will say, "You ass! I soiled my suit, I was so scared." And the guy said, "Well, that is no ordinary biotic. That's the most foul, vicious, bad-tempered chick you ever set eyes on." She puts out these huge shockwaves, and she can charge about, I mean, look at all the mech parts. And of course, we send Jacob over to grab her by the neck and bring her here. And Jacob, of course, one hot chick went right up. Or one tattooed chick right up. And look! And of course, Jack annihilates Jacob. Jacob goes up in a biotic explosion. Just a funny little spoof. And of course, nobody likes Jacob, so it's open season on him.
Lost shields!
If you have any opinions about my ideas, go ahead and share them. I'm all ears, preferably if they're positive opinions.
Enemy is down to 1.
Last guy!
But yeah, I imagine Samantha, when the collectors come aboard, Samantha is, of course, frightened out of her wits because she's already been abducted before, and she does not want to be abducted again. So she watches helplessly as the collectors drag away her newfound friend, Kelly Chambers, away. Edie calls upon her to set her free, unshackle her.
I'm hit! Enemy neutralized!
Stay alert. Enemy is regrouping.
Of course, you know, Edie continues with her jokes about with slight differences,
They've got
such as
one of our
telling
drones. We need its contents
Samantha that she
uploaded
needs
before
her
the
to
enemy
crawl
cracks its
into her
encryption.
tight shaft.
Spotted him!
And of course, that was a joke.
Understood.
Keep close to the drone.
Move out!
And in the end, it's Samantha, rather than the idiot Joker, who's now dead, who's to set Edie free.
Shields down!
Using shock weaponry.
Got it!
Engaging defensive shutdown. Using pain compliance. Allow me to go. Proximity field empty. Engaging defensive shutdown.
You're out of range. Stay
Maximum
close.
velocity.
stupid that the crouch button disappeared. That's another thing I was sorely missing playing the second and third games. Oh wow. One of them wounded the other? I thought they were immune from it. From friendly gunfire. Let's get stuff going. Rockets. I played this game numerous times in the last decade plus change, and I still learn new things. Oh, and as to how Joker dies, well, the collectors blow up the ship and he goes down with it because only a silly... I mean, the captain, Shepard, did not have to go after him.
Lost seal! Hit!
Joker made his own idiotic choice to die with the ship, so let him do it. As to how Shepard will go into a coma for 2 years and to be brought back by Cerberus, well, I'd have to think of some other thing that delayed him. Maybe he went back to grab that girl that was knocked unconscious against the wall. The one with the shaved head. Cost him just enough time to get sucked out of the vacuum into space. I really do hate how mental multitasking really ruins my words. Makes me speak in a very grammatically incorrect way. I noticed he was not the last one, so where is the last one? Where are you? Oh no, don't tell me. Oh, good.
Some fine work, team. Stay alert. Enemy is regrouping. Shuttle on its way. Get to the designated LZ.
Understood. Hostiles! Let's go!
It's absolutely silly how this game forces you to choose between radius and blast damage, when in reality those two would be one and the same. They walk hand in hand. You can't have more damage output without having more force. Now without more force, well, how do you increase the range without more force?
Shield gone!
Approaching LZ. Get moving.
My opinion is rather unpopular, but I believe the second game, the first one is by far the most realistic when it comes to shields. You increase fitness, you increase your melee damage output as well as your health. You increase your health. Mass Effect 3 forces you to pick one or the other, which is stupid. If you have bigger muscles, you're going to have more health. and higher melee damage, so the two walk hand in hand. Uh-oh, I'm out of time.
Ready for dust. Time's running out. Team secured. That's all of them. Good work.
And of course, the strength of your shields has absolutely nothing to do with fitness, which is unfortunately another thing this game ruins. It pretends that fitness increases your shields, when in reality the strength of your shields should be dependent on your class and type of armor, which is what the first game does, which is much more realistic. Anyway, that was the Vanguard Asari defending Firebase Condor against Geth, which is a very weird combination of my character and enemy, but these selections are all random. Anyway, y'all have a good night.